Hey everyone, I'm meteorologist Allison Gargaro. I hope you're having a great day. We wanted to track the tropics for you. We are in early November. We just have a few more weeks left of the Atlantic hurricane season, but things are still very busy. And let's break it down for you. We've been monitoring Tropical Depression Lisa. Now a depression, it is weakening over the next several hours, moving back out into the Gulf. You can see here, but that's going to be it. Not necessarily something that we need to be worrying about here in the United States. But then there's two areas with the potential for further development. One with a 10% chance, which is very, very low. And you can see it's staying out to sea, at least for now, and the other with a 40%. And this is something that we need to be watching. Maybe you live in Florida, you vacation down there, you have family that lives here or in coastal Carolinas, even coastal Georgia. This is something that we're going to be watching for potential impacts over the next few days. I do want to take you into what we call our GFS tropical model, and it's showing the chance for a low to develop, moving up into the Atlantic and then slowly pushing west a little bit closer to the Bahamas as we head into early next week. This is Tuesday, November 8th. And then this model run, again, it continues to change, has it moving closer and closer to South Florida, Miami by Thursday. So models are still in disagreement. I do want to take you into our Fox model. You only see it here at Fox, and it's going to be bringing an increase in that activity, some circulation. You can see it starting right here as we head throughout the day on Sunday, slowly moving up into the Atlantic. Now, on the outer edge of this low pressure system, likely going to be seeing a rise in some winds. Now, something else that we're watching very closely is an area of high pressure out over the southeast. So that's going to potentially cause some very, very gusty winds as we head throughout the next several days, not only along the coast of Florida, but potentially coastal Carolinas here. So the Fox model is doing a great job at showing that low pressure system slowly move up to the north and the west as we head throughout the next few. But let's talk about those winds. I said they're going to be picking up, and you can see that here moving up into the Atlantic, looking at about 49 mile per hour forecast wind gusts here. And as the system continues to move off to the north, those winds really starting to race on the northeastern edge of that, and then it continues as it pushes off to the northwest. But I do want to talk about how this could be impacting wave heights, likely going to be increasing them along the east coast of Florida, Georgia, and into the Carolinas. You can see moving throughout the day on Sunday into Monday, these yellows and reds means that those seas are really picking up, anywhere from 5 to nearly 10 feet right along the coast of Florida here, from Palm Bay through Melbourne, Daytona Beach, Palm Coast, all the way up to Jacksonville. But you can see that extending well off to the north of that as well, and even higher wave heights the further east you go out across the Atlantic. So likely going to be bringing some very hazardous and dangerous conditions to all of those beaches that I did mention. Now, something else that we watch here as a meteorologist is where we could be seeing that tropical potential. So let me just break down the colors for you. Green, very unfavorable conditions, not likely for anything to form, but when the reds start creeping in, that's when we could be seeing higher chance for that development. And throughout the day on Sunday, Monday, and even into Tuesday, you can see conditions do turn a bit more favorable for where we could be seeing that low forming. But like I mentioned, those models are still in disagreement at this time, so it's something that will be very close to monitor and watch for you. I just want to take you out to current water temperatures. They are piping hot in the low 80s, so very, very warm in the Caribbean Sea, and then moving up into the Atlantic close to the Bahamas as well. So that could help any of those systems do develop. So we're monitoring that for you. But I want to take you in on what we could be seeing locally. So we are located in Orlando, but some of these impacts going to continue along the east coast of Florida. So wind gusts, like we saw, could be up to 30 miles per hour plus, mainly along the coast. Waves in our forecast modeling anywhere from 7 to 10 feet. That's out along the coast, but like we saw, it's going to be even greater across the Atlantic. This is not going to be a weekend and into early next week to head out to the beaches and swim, because those rip currents are going to be very, very high. But let's talk about the tides. There's going to be a full moon. So they will be astronomically high. Beach erosion. And if you were with us when Hurricane Ian did hit Florida, that did create some dunes being impacted. So this is something that we're going to watch very closely. If you do live along the coast, you are planning on vacationing and or have family, keeping a very, very close eye out on that. But I want to show you just how much rain we could be seeing locally. This is across the Florida Peninsula. Now, if the GFS model is correct and this system made its way closer to South Florida, so near Miami, we'd be seeing a lot more rain in the southern portion of our viewing area, potentially 3 to 4 inches in southern Osceola and Brevard County. And then the further north you go, the less of those rain chances, likely going to be a coastal event. But the European model is trending something to stay out to sea, so likely seeing a bit more rain up near Jacksonville. Again, we're still several days out, so going to be watching this very closely, but we do know that those high seas and big surf going to be an impact all along the East Coast. We'll be seeing that in some of these colors that are shaded in red as well as pink on your screen. So this is something that we do continue to monitor for you. We always love to monitor and watch the tropics, and we're in November, the end of the hurricane season, and several seasons past, we haven't seen much development in this month, but we did have a Hurricane Martin a little bit earlier, as well as Lisa, which is now that tropical depression. And now we are monitoring those two areas with the potential for further development as we head now into the first week of November. So make sure you stick with us right here at Fox 35. We'll continue to bring you the latest updates on what this system could be weakening a bit, could be strengthening. It's something that we'll continue to monitor for you. So make sure you depend on us right here in the Fox 35 Storm Center. Have a great rest of your day.